Hi, I'm currently marking a technical Google form, which is the questions are based around how they would be on the technical knowledge paper. And you can see when the candidates actually submitted, they all look wrong. And there's a reason for that. It's because I've left it where it has to be manually marked afterwards. So I'm working my way down here. And this particular question it was worth 4 marks. And it was compare the operating principles of air source heating and ground source heating. And for 4 marks, this candidate's put in they both extract heat from the environment which the pipelines run through. Now, not really what we're after, so I can add my individual feedback, click there, and I'm going to put my feedback in here. Now, I do have the option for some videos here, so what I've done, if I go click on that, with that, I'm going to URL, which one I've just copied, select that, put that in. I'm going to go for another one, which is a ground source heat pump. I'm going to get that one. I'm going to put that one in. And I'm going to tell the candidate to watch these. Okay, so we save that. And you see in the feedback, he's got a couple of videos to watch there. And I'm going to give him 1 mark just for knowing that he's got them from the environment. So if we move on to the next one, what action should be taken to rectify a 40mm waste pipe that has exceeded a 3-meter run? Increase the pipe size. He's got that correct. So he's got the 1 point there. And we've got 2 points on offer here. Identify 2 renewable systems that conserve water. Grey water harvesting and rainwater harvesting. He's got 2 points. State how static pressure test carried out. Right, use a Borden gauge, static pressure gauge. He's going to get 1 point there, and I'm going to put some information in because he's nearly there. Right, so I've just put in there using the gauge is correct, but you must mention that all outlets are turned off. You were carrying out a static pressure test where there's no flow of water. So that's that one. Next one, obviously, we've done videos before of how to create an image and put it in here. So I've created this image here. So the question was, explain how the internal components of a double check valve protects wholesome water from contamination. It's worth 2 marks. Double check valve has 2 spring-loading mechanisms that only open when the water pushes in the forward direction. So in case of blackflow, it would just shut the valve. I'm happy with that. That's a nice explanation. Simple, but effective. What type of installation is shown in figure 4? So it's only 1 mark. It's basically identifying what type of central heating system is there. He's gone S-Plan Plus, which it is. The ideal answer I'm after is that it's a sealed system. So I'm going to give him a mark there, but I am going to put some feedback in just to guide him as to what I'm after. Just put correct identification of the system, but you need to identify the system if it is sealed or open vented too. Okay, so move on a bit further. And we can see now that we've got discussed the advantages and disadvantages of installing a micro renewable system. and it's worth 9 marks. And he's had a good go here. He's put a bit of content in. So let's have a look at what he's put in, and then I'll evaluate that and I'll put some feedback in there. Okay, so let's have a. I'm just going to have a read of this a moment. So I'm just going to pause the vid. Right, so I'm going to give this candidate 4 marks for that section, and we'll put some feedback in. So there's it. A few spelling errors there. We put something like that in. You made a valiant attempt here with some good discussion points. You need to be comparing the difference between fossil fuels and renewable more, and what impact it would have on the consumer and the environment. So we can go save there. And what I will do now, I'll just hide that out of the way so you can see what's at the bottom. So I've marked everything now. Everything's marked and they've all got feedback where they've got maybe an incorrect answer or it needed more. So I'm going to save. And that now will send it back to the candidate. So he got 37 out of 60 points, we can see there. I'm going to release score to this candidate, and I'll put a review feedback. I must stress at this stage, so I've put a bit of feedback in there and I've told them to have another go. I'm going to send emails and release, and that will go back to this candidate here because that's the email he gave me at the top of the form when he submitted it. Now, I made this actual form and it was made purely for getting the candidate, getting the student used to seeing how a technical paper will be laid out. Also, what's going to be required of them and how they're going to word it. So, to be fair, this candidate has done extremely well considering they've never done this type of thing before. So, I'm very happy with that. 37 out of 60 for the first time is a good effort, a very good effort. Okay, so that's just a bit of a walkthrough as to if you set up a Google form or a Microsoft form, it doesn't matter. But if you set up a form using and laying it out like a technical knowledge paper, then that's how you can feed back to the student.